Lifestyle creep is a common problem that many people experience throughout their careers. Getting that first real job out of college or high school brings a relatively large cash inflow to people who can become overwhelmed, making it hard to gauge how much is wise to spend. Not only is this a problem with young adults, but the problem continues to present itself when a raise, promotion, extra income, or sudden windfall arrives. As people gradually get used to a more expensive way of living, budget-friendly meals and value-priced clothing loses appeal. The extra income becomes disposable income, and investments and savings often lose priority. If you enjoy videos about money, personal finance, and investing, all topics that will help you better your financial future, consider subscribing to the channel. If the video is helpful, make sure to hit the like button to see more videos. What is lifestyle creep? Lifestyle creep is when unnecessary spending increases proportionally with income, instead of staying at original levels. As an individual earns more money, their spending rises to meet their pay. We've all heard the expression, the more you earn, the more you spend. This happens to many people without them realizing it. For some reason, it can be very difficult to keep spending in check as income rises and as more money fills the bank account. Any extra money will burn a hole in the pocket if extra funds aren't dedicated to a specific goal. With powerful marketing from retailers designed to make us spend our hard-earned money instead of investing more as our earnings rise, many people fail to realize that this could be happening to them. The realization that they've been overspending, leaving them with no plan for retirement, often arrives too late, forcing people to work far into the golden years. Instead of thinking you deserve it when looking at that brand new car, remember that you deserve to have a financially stable future while not being stuck with a car that's way over budget. A symptom of lifestyle creep is a change in thinking and behavior that sees spending on non-essential items as a right rather than a choice. Lifestyle creep is the exact reason why 70% of lottery winners go broke within a few years of receiving their windfall. The phenomenon of being totally unprepared for financial gain does not escape these lucky winners. In fact, the effect of suddenly receiving extra money and being ill-prepared to deal with it responsibly is exacerbated exponentially as the income increases. Too many people who suddenly find themselves in a position of what they consider to be great wealth are woefully unprepared to budget, save, and invest. The obvious consequence is that most lottery winners go broke in a relatively short period of time. It's like handing a loaded gun to a chimpanzee and expecting him to know how to exercise good decisions with it, or putting a child in a car and expecting them to drive it. Without planning, education, or training, the outcome is unpredictable at best. Take, for example, a middle-aged guy named Dave. Dave's been working at a company and receives an offer for a new opportunity. An opportunity for a bigger office and more responsibility, but with that promotion comes a $15,000 raise, despite having to work more hours, spend less time with his family, and take on more stress. A few weeks into receiving the extra money in his paycheck, that extra dough has already found a new home in the form of a newer, more expensive car and a more expensive family vacation. Before he knows it, that $15,000 is gone, being spent on something that will only provide short-term value and satisfaction. Dave has maxed out his budget, but he's still happy until a year or two later when the extra hours at work starts to catch up with him. His lifestyle has crept up to his earnings, leaving him with no choice other than to decrease his lifestyle or work harder to earn more money. This is a common problem with young adults getting their first job. Fresh out of college with that brand new degree, young people are ready for that first big career move. Long gone are the days of ramen noodle lunches and bad coffee made fresh in the dorm room. Young adults are so burnt out on the dorm lifestyle, they're glad to have that new paycheck that will give them just the opposite. It's lunches out with the office gang, drinks out on Friday, and Starbucks every morning on the commute. They have that first brand new car which was either leased or financed. With a steady salary, spending often increases unchecked. After all, I'm young, right? Newfound wealth, even at this level, isn't immune from the lifestyle creep phenomenon any more than the lucky lottery winner. It is perhaps more insidious because it often goes unnoticed, affecting its victims for years, often until it's too late to adequately prepare for retirement years. Without preparation and budgeting, money slips away, often unnoticed, and poor money management habits emerge, difficult to break in later years. Making good habits at an early stage is crucial to one's future, and discipline to spend wisely and invest for the long haul is imperative. Near retirees aren't exempt either. Getting near retirement age doesn't mean lifestyle creep is no longer an issue. Instead, it could be magnified by the fact that it's likely that the home mortgage is paid off and earnings are at or near all-time highs. Kids likely don't live at home, and college expenses might be paid for, leaving the 50-somethings with some extra cash. Most would find it tempting to buy a third car for the household or a boat for the weekends. Will that extra money be put towards retirement goals? Without self-discipline, it's likely not, unless the funds are diligently set aside by stewards who have their financial future in mind. Without a proper plan, near retirees will probably just spend their extra cash inflow on insignificant things, continuing the trend that might have coasted them through their entire working career. People in their 50s and 60s can't afford to continue increasing their expenses to meet their income and expect to live the same lifestyle in their coming years. Unless, of course, they plan on receiving a pension, a large inheritance, win the lottery, or some other sort of income. Luckily, limiting and managing it can be pretty simple. Lifestyle creep can start small, ordering lunch out an extra day every week, splurging on the latest phone, buying slightly more expensive jeans, or hiring a housekeeper to clean your home once a month. But beware. Those seemingly inconsequential expenses have a tendency to develop into larger and more expensive items, such as a bigger home tied to a 30-year mortgage, a new luxury car, and more tropical vacations. Those expenses are particularly dangerous when they come with monthly payments. The new car is fantastic during the first few months of ownership, but what about in 5 or 6 years when you're still paying for it? While some splurges here and there won't wreck a well-formed budget, be aware that small things tend to develop into bigger and more expensive things that will keep you too busy working that you won't even realize what's happening. It takes discipline to stay on track with your financial goals and keep your eyes on the prize of a comfortable retirement. The best way to manage the common issue of lifestyle creep is to first recognize it. Do you really want to spend all of the extra money you earn, or would it provide more satisfaction down the road when directed towards future financial goals? If your goal is to become financially free, you're going to want to plan for any extra money, such as using it to pay off your home mortgage, max out retirement accounts, and perhaps invest in real estate. From our example, when Dave gets that $15,000 raise, he might choose to invest all $15,000, which would be fantastic if that would help him with his future goals. However, a more reasonable and sustainable decision for him to make is to invest $12,000 and spend an extra $3,000. This way, he gets the best of both worlds, money set aside for future use and a little spending money now for materialistic satisfaction. Spending a small percentage of increasing income isn't a bad thing, because it allows you to enjoy something like a fancier vacation now, while still bettering your future, ensuring the lifestyle is sustainable for years to come. The reward of immediate satisfaction could make it easier to put in those extra hours at work. If every time you get a slight increase in pay and you feel inclined to race out and spend the extra money on a new car or a bigger mortgage payment without setting a majority of that money towards bettering your future, it's unlikely that you're going to become financially independent. Everyone who's built wealth knows that it's crucial to keep a portion of your income to fund your future. As your income increases, a larger amount needs to be set aside to provide the same lifestyle. Allowing your lifestyle to creep up slightly is fine, as long as you're not like Dave and don't become dependent on that extra income. If Dave decides to step down from that promotion to be able to spend more time with his family, he wants to have something to show for it. When receiving a larger paycheck, consider it safe to spend a small chunk of that extra cash while investing the majority. Keeping your eyes on the prize of a comfortable retirement is more satisfying than instant gratification of a needless purchase.